Parker Millsap, welcome back. Welcome back to eTown. Good to hear you sing and play.
Yeah, glad to be here.
That song is, kind of not unrelated to what we've been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I was glad to hear that people are trying to close the loop.
Yeah, close the loop a little. Figure out, stay local if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I guess. I think we can just start buying used clothes and then growing our own vegetables with fertilizer made from garbage.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Start growing food
We're
at
all
home.
gonna do that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Seriously, I want to just talk. Since we saw each other last, at least on this stage, you've moved to Nashville, the Nashville area.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's kind of a big switch. And I also want to just say that the wilderness within is just such a cool phrase, such a cool, concept.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been reading a lot of books about nature and ecology lately, and also things like the gut biome. That's kind of where wilderness within you came. I was learning about how, there's more DNA that's not yours in your body than there is DNA that's yours. It's true. It's crazy.
Mostly,
that's a big perspective shift.
Mostly bacteria, right?
Yeah. Yum.
Well, listen. I think it's important to revisit the wonder of the world. That sense of wonder and mystery and magic that we feel when we can really be present in nature, mm-hmm. and when we can be awed and sort of overcome by learning things about science or the way things work. Mm-hmm. It's true that I think we have to cultivate and preserve our curiosity almost like a limited resource.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite authors, Ray Bradbury, I watched an interview with him recently, and he said, don't forget that the magic is still alive. Yeah. That's a good reminder for me. It's still out there. We're still very much monkeys that have learned to do fun stuff, but we're still so connected to the natural systems of this earth, whether we like it or not. As much as we try to buck it, we're like this.
Were you that kid when you were growing up? Were you out there in the back of your house in Oklahoma, looking out at the windswept prairie and thunderstorms and stuff, or were you a nature-centric kid?
Sort of. I grew up kind of in the country, so more aware of maybe wild areas than some people. But I was scared of ants. Like I was, wow. I was not a super naturey kid really. I played baseball and sat in my room and played guitar. But especially, since 2020, I feel like everybody was like, we got to get outside. Right. And so I started doing that a lot. And then I started, just reading really good books and learning about where we come from, where all of our stuff comes from. And the ways that we've evolved, both with and against, nature in some ways. And
it's kind of a spiritual journey, too. I think and in music, you look at somebody like Billy Strings, who's had this huge career, and some of it kind of leapfrogged when he started writing about his psychedelic experiences and thinking about these wild sort of inner journeys he was taking. Mm-hmm. Not to suggest that you're just...
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
It helps you see the wonder of nature if you're prepared, and if you're responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the invitation to step outside and of your conventional, normal sort of impulses and be respectful about that stuff is important. Now, I know that this is on a more practical side. You've moved to Nashville, which is famous for co-writing, and are you that guy who makes appointments with other songwriters and tries to crank out songs with other people in a kind of commercial sense?
I tried.
Yeah,
I've tried a few times.
Didn't work.
I've had some successful co-writes, but songwriting has always been such a solitary pursuit for me. I started writing just like in my room as a preteen, and I spend a lot of time on my songs. I'll write it and then I'll let it sit for 6 months and then come back and tweak it, and then it's still not ready, and so I'll let it sit for a few more months, and then eventually I'll think like, oh, that's the word that needs to change, and now it's done.
It's kind of like compost.
It's very similar to compost. All this trash goes in my brain, and I'm trying to get something useful out of it. But yeah, it's such a solitary pursuit for me, and I take so long to get things to where I'm comfortable with them that, I find that a Nashville-style songwriting session is good to get something started, but I've never like finished something that I felt great about.
But there are lots of people to collaborate with. I notice on the title song you've got Gillian Welch singing on there, and you've got other friends and family that are helping out.
Yeah.
It's a cool collaborative community. And I also think about Oklahoma as being just an incredibly fertile territory for musical ideas and songwriters, and from Woody Guthrie to J.J. Cale and Bob Wills and a million people in the middle. There's a lot of good, John Moreland. There's a ton of great songwriters that come out of Oklahoma, and I have no idea why. It's not that doesn't happen in Kansas. I don't know why. It's next door.
Well, in Kansas, if you don't play football, they make you go work in the cornfield.
Okay.
And in Oklahoma, they just say join band or something.
Well, it really is true. I mean, I feel like something about Texas and Oklahoma just have, and Arkansas too. I mean, with all due respect, there is an enormous number of really great artists who've come through Arkansas.
Absolutely.
It just doesn't happen in every state.
Yeah, I think, some of it is truly because it's just further from the I guess like the big machines, that exist. Like it's not New York or LA or anything like that. If you got free time, there's not a lot to do, so you play some guitar.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of clubs to go to in Purcell, Oklahoma.
Well, quickly before we get back to more songs, I just, you seem like things are going well. You've got, you're recording, you're putting out stuff, you're touring. I saw your calendar looks pretty full.
Yeah. Got
a bunch of dates on the books. You got a band you can use when you want to, and you can tour solo when you want to, and things are working out. It's not easy. I know that it looks like so much fun to see somebody up there on the stage playing and singing.
It is fun.
It is fun.
This part's fun.
Yeah, but it's the rare exception, the person who can actually go out and really make it work.
Yeah, I feel incredibly grateful.
Yeah. Well, you're a skilled guy. You have a lot of talent, and you've been working hard. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to more music. You got some more songs for us?
Absolutely.
From the new record?
Yeah. We're going to do Wilderness Within You.
Oh, cool. The title song.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Am I going to sing Gillian Welch's part? No.
I think Helen's going to do
Helen's going to do that. Okay.